Lamborghini needs no introduction at all. A company that started out as tractor manufacturers has now been building cars that go out of their production line and straight onto the bedroom wall pin-up posters of teenagers around the world for over 60 years. Recently though, their cars have finally started to have the go to match the show. Cars like the Huracan Performante have gone around racetracks across the world, eating up hypercars for breakfast with 2/3 of the horsepower and at a quarter of the price, relying on mechanical grip, active aerodynamics, and four-wheel drive traction to do the job. So, how will it do at the Silverstone National Circuit? Only one way to find out. Hi there, my name is Neil and welcome to my channel. So we are in day 3 at the Silverstone National Circuit and it's time for a supercar. So today we are in the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. I hope I'm doing some justice to this exotic sounding name full of Italian words. So yeah, there's that. First I'm going to have a 5-lap race with 8 other cars over here as I have set up to get an idea of what a fast competitive time in this car at this track looks like. Then we are going to go hot lapping, trying to chase down the fastest times that we have seen from the race and try to get consistent at it. Then we get to the breakdown where we deep dive into the fastest lap time that we managed during our hot lapping session and try and find out every details like braking points, turn in, exit, stuff like that. As of now, join you at the end of the race. Alright, we are done with the race here and right off the bat something interesting is going on. Apart from me and the 4th car, which did a 59.877, none of the cars got under 1 minute. I don't know, the AI was at 100%. Apparently they were just having fun racing against each other. I mean, all the cars were covered within a 10-second window. So yeah, probably that's what was going on. Although part of it is down to the car, you see. I mean, it's so easy to drive at the limit. It's immensely confidence inspiring. Yeah, a sweet car. And it was an interesting race, by the way. The fastest time was managed by a 59.379. Makes me feel smug. Even the sector times, the purple sector in both the sectors came to me, a 28.6, which is just 2/10 of a second quicker than the closest car we have got, which once again was car number 4. Even in sector 1, it came to me by just 0.4 of a second. So yeah, not much of a big difference there. We're already at par, right? 59.379 is a benchmark. Let's go hot lapping, shall we? Alright, before we start, as always, I'm going to show you my setup here. I'm going to leave most of the things untouched, but still, let's look at the tires. There's an option of Hypercar Trofeo, but as you have seen, the Hypercar Road was the default option. That's what the cars were running during the race. So the times we have for benchmark were all set on these tires. So we're going to leave it at that. Although the Trofeo tires are way faster. We're going with the default fuel on board, alignment, brake power. We're not going to touch any of that. As always, the only thing we're going to change is to turn the traction control off. I mean, come on, this is a 4-wheel drive car. Trust me, despite having 640 horsepower, this car doesn't need any traction control at all. Anyway, let's go driving. Alright, starting our hot laps and listen to that sound. Wow. Whew. Alright, let's allow this lap's time to the car to warm its tires. And meanwhile, let's talk about the car itself. Oh, I have so much to talk about this car. So the Huracan is considered the baby Lambo. This car, the Performante, is its bigger brother. The Huracan came out in 2014. It replaced the previous baby Lambo, the Gallardo. The Performante came out in 2017 and immediately it set the Nürburgring lap time record. at 6 minutes 52 seconds. This car beat the $1 million 900 horsepower Porsche 918 by 5 seconds. Although in all fairness, this car was using the Pirelli Pizer Trofeo Rs, which are for all intents and purposes semi-slicks, but so did the 918. It used similar counterparts from Michelin, so that doesn't really matter. This car really did beat the 918 fair and square. Part of the credit goes to, or at least as far as Lamborghini is concerned, to the active aerodynamics, which Lamborghini calls ALA, or Aerodinamica Lamborghini Attiva, or for simple laymen like you and me, Lamborghini Active Aerodynamics. This car shares its engine with the regular Huracan, so it has a 5.2 liter V10, which is a modified version of the engine from the Gallardo, its predecessor, but the power was bumped up from 610 horsepower in the regular Huracan to 640 horsepower in this car, along with 600 Newton meters of torque and four-wheel drive. Like the last car we drove around here, the Panamera Turbo, which also was four-wheel drive, this car is also immensely confidence inspiring, and it shows in the lap times. I mean, despite the last lap being quite crappy, you will find the times to be quite consistent. Truth to be told, although during the race the best I could manage was 59.3s, I do feel like this car has a below 59 lap time, dare I say, in it. So let's try and find that out. Talking about the Nürburgring lap time though, this car really started a Nürburgring lap time record war between Lamborghini and Porsche. I mean, the record was held by Porsche 918. This car snatched it away. Porsche claimed it back with the GT2 RS, and Lamborghini fired back with the Aventador SVJ, which was later beat by none other than Mercedes, who with their AMG GT Black Series sits at the top of the record book right now. Only a matter of time really until Porsche and Lamborghini shows up with their next offering. Talking about which, the Performante is no longer the fastest track going version of the Huracan. Lamborghini recently launched the Huracan STO, which is the new eldest brother of the baby Lambos. We don't have an official time yet, but it was spotted testing at the Nürburgring for what looked like a lap record attempt. So time will tell, I guess. As of now, let's chase down that sub 59 lap time. Alright, that felt good. I'll let the car cool down, and meanwhile, let's go check out the lap times. Well, we just had a 28 lap session. I mean, I blame the car. It's so easy and so fun to drive. Anyway, looking at the times, so just 3 times here, including the first lap that went above a 1 minute. All the other times were below a minute, few were below 59 as we were aiming here. The fastest lap was 58.761. Looking at the sector times, a 30.149 and a 28.612, both of which are quite near the top. Although I see a few faster times in sector 2, none of the times in sight were faster in sector 1. A pretty decent. What's decent? A great time. What am I saying? Anyway, let's get to the breakdown now. Join you at the main straight to start the lap. Next up is turn 1, the cops. Hit your brakes when you reach the marker on the left pointing right. Hold your brakes. As you turn in to cops, gently release the brakes and get back on throttle, flooring it at the apex. Next up is maggots. Keep your car on the right, look for where the curbs on the left side start and hit your brakes right there. Carry your brakes into Beckett's where you gently let go and get back on throttle. Look for a late apex and floor the throttle at the exit. On to Club Straight now. Next up is Brooklands. Keep your car on the right for this one. Look for where the curbs on the right side start and hit your brakes right there. Gently let go as you turn into Brooklands, and as you go past the late apex and onto the exit, gently accelerate towards Laffield. Give it a short dab of brakes at the entry of Laffield and modulate the throttle around the corner. Look for a late apex and floor the throttle at the exit. Flat out through the final corner, the wood court, as this V10 Italian bull sinks past the start finish line at a rapid 58.761. So that's about it for today. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment box below. Also, if you have any preference of cars or tracks that you want to be featured in this channel on a future episode, also let me know about those in the comments as well. Also, while you're down there, hit your favorite buttons, the like, share, subscribe and the bell notification icon, and I'll see you in my next video where I'm bringing a British car to this British track at last. Until then, drive hard, drive safe. Take care.